You know this guy, Lando Norris? Well, him and his dad decided to build a scooter brand, Pure Electric Scooter. And their idea here is to make it so good that it's arguably better to buy an electric scooter than it is to drive a car, especially in the economy we have right now where fuel is so super expensive. And also in his own words, I created Pure Electric to make a massive positive impact on the planet. I believe e-scooters are crucial in the fight against the climate crisis and can dramatically improve the lives of people living in cities across the world. That's offsetting his son's fuel costs, am I right? Anyways, I got invited to an event the other day where I got to see the whole Pure scooter range. And okay, it wasn't the whole range, it was a very good part of it. And I got to hands-on test it. I'm here to tell you, if you are going to buy one of these, which one you should buy, which ones you shouldn't buy. Also to scrutinize them because there are a few things that deserve scrutinizing. I'm firstly just going to point out a brutally honest perspective of this. It is not safe to drive it in a country where people steal your shit, because this thing has no security. If somebody pushes you off of it, they can just take it and go. Like, there's no security, no little thing that hooks onto it or a Bluetooth thing with your phone. There's an app. Why can't they just, in the app, make sure that if your phone is not with the scooter, it cannot drive? Don't understand that. But there's a few things about this brand that really surprised me. It's impressive. It's almost as if when they said they're trying to make something so good that it's arguably better to buy that than a car, they actually meant it. There used to be a massive problem with these scooters where if you actually turn it a bit, the little wire that goes from the bottom up to the screen, it wears out in the middle. Luckily, they changed that. They actually brought in a little twisty wire to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. I like that about the brand. They also said, hey, we see a lot of these scooters come back for people to try and replace the mud flaps because the mud flaps used to be hard plastic, and if you rode them over a little bump or off a sidewalk, then they'd crack them open. So they replaced the mud flaps with rubber, proper durable rubber. That's actually genius. So Adam Norris and his team has such an interesting business model that makes it consumer-centric for the first time in quite a while. This is what they're doing. They're telling countries, if you want to import our scooters to your country, you have to have services available in that country. For example, what they're forcing these importers to do is they're telling them, if the scooter breaks, you have to go and pick it up at the client's house, take it to the servicing center, fix it, fix everything so that it's almost brand new. Like if the reflectors break on the thing, they have to replace the reflectors. If the rubber covering breaks, they have to replace the rubber covering on their costs and then deliver it back to your house. Obviously, there's a few T's and C's, like if you're malicious and you break it on purpose, certain things won't be covered. But the fact is, they bring this brand up so high to make sure that everybody gets the highest level of product all around the world at all times. I admire that. That's consumer-centric. Another consumer-centric thing they did is they know people are dumbasses. We're not really smart, are we? So they made sure that if you push your finger on the pedal to go,
you have to kickstart it to get going
until it goes 3 kilometers per hour and then it goes. For those moments where you're standing in a group of friends and you're just fiddling around and all of a sudden you pull it and it like slaps somebody against the ankle. That's brilliant. Again, consumer-centric. And it's not only that safety feature, they also have brake lights in some of the models. They also have indicator lights in some of the models. They also have something that is really terrible, and that's a kickstand. So it's a cool idea. Kickstand underneath, just have it stand there, wow. The problem is this kickstand is basically unusable. It's the worst thing I've tried to use on a scooter in my whole entire life. You have to fiddle so bloody much to get that thing to actually pop in, and if you want to go, just like a normal scooter, you'd expect like you can just push it. No, it just keeps on sliding. You have to kick it back and then you can go. That's a little bit annoying. But anyways, let's get into the actual scooters. We've got the Air5 Pro with and without suspension, the Escape Plus, the McLaren Edition of the Advance Plus, and the Flex. These models cover a whole range of prices, and I do think if you're looking for an electric scooter, you'll be able to find something here, especially something that fits your budget and, more importantly, your lifestyle, because the brand is focused around lifestyle, personal experience. It's just for you. It's not those bulky, mass-produced rentals type of business. This is a brand that's built for single individuals. Think the person that drives from his house to the shops real quick, or that goes between trains, or that lives in an estate and wants to drive from one friend to the other. That's who this is for. The people who used to have a golf cart but doesn't want to drive around in a massive golf cart. People who don't want to spend all the money on petrol or have a massive car that's emitting a bunch of fuel. Those are the type of people that this brand is aiming for. City people mostly. The cool thing is we'll speak about some versions that have off-road tires and shock absorbers and they're really rugged. So there is that too, but you're not gonna go mountain climbing with these damn things. I guess you can. That'd be a cool video. Let me know in the comments down below if I should actually test it in that way. Now, I know we're all here for the McLaren Edition, but we're going to start things off with the Air5 Pro, the most basic one we've got here, meaning it's probably the go-to model for most of you guys. As far as features go, you're just getting the basics here, nothing too fancy. This is your point A to point B model. It has a rear-wheel drive motor that in ideal conditions will take you an absolute maximum of 60 kilometers or 40 miles at a top speed of around 15.5 miles or 25 kilometers per hour, which I'd say makes it a good pop down to the shops type of model. And I know what you're thinking, rain, water, weatherproofing. This was designed in the UK, where they basically live in water. So it's water sealed, especially the new models. They have a really good way of water sealing, like the battery will not get wet. That is not something you have to worry about. And I know it sounds like I'm glazing this brand. I'm really not. I'm not sponsored by them. This isn't a paid video. This is just how I actually feel about what Lando Norris and his dad is busy doing with this brand. It's good. It's consumer centric for the first time in a freaking long time. I will say though, if your road to your work or where you're going to be using this device isn't smooth sailing, then I'd probably spend a little bit extra and go for this. This is the suspension model. You're getting the exact same scooter, except your feet and knees will thank you for protecting them from all the bumps and dips. And trust me, it actually makes a massive difference. I mean, just look at the amount of travel on this. And as a nice little extra touch, you're also getting some grippier tires for more traction. Next up is not the McLaren. I know, I'm sorry, but we have to look at the Escape Pro Plus first, because this is where I think it starts to get cool, really cool, with all of its features. Active steering stabilization combined with their forward-facing design, that's what actually makes this model feel a lot more stable than the others. So you're not fighting for balance. It just works. The thing also can't twist in your hands and then that also won't happen, which is really nice. Smart thinking. Now listen, you guys are getting some good B-roll footage here. I had to convince my videographer to one-hand drive while driving one of these scooters to make sure he gets some clips of me actually driving it. And that's also a testimony for how good the stabilization feature is. Shame. Poor Ruben. Now as for the motor, your max speed and range are about the same. You're also adding cruise control though, 3 speed modes and a much heavier duty steel frame to the mix. They say this is their most rugged and lowest maintenance model with a higher 150 kilogram max rider weight and improved handlebars. But it does have 2 downsides. It's the heaviest of the range, coming in at around 19 kilograms, and it's missing out on the great suspension that I think would have made this a much more attractive option. Okay, now the reason we're all really here, the reason you clicked on this video, the Advance McLaren, and I hate it when branding does this. I hate it when it works on me, but this paint job is immaculate. The whole thing looks fantastic. I mean, it's We Do Tech colors. We rebranded the whole studio orange. You guys are going to get to see the new studio really soon, probably in the next video or 2. We're almost done. I think for those of you who've been watching the channel for a while, you've probably seen the TCL video with a little sneak peek of the background setup. If you haven't watched the video, it's a really cool video. It's doing really well as well, so go have a look. It's really interesting. TCL is insane. I digress. I'm sorry. We're going to speak about the McLaren right now. I mean, right now. Let's look at what you're actually getting here. Cruise control, active steering stabilization, and 3 speed options. It's also got front-facing standing design, and they've made it slightly more portable than the Escape because the foot pads actually fold up. Nice addition. Now you've probably noticed a little bit of a pattern here. The speeds on these arguably should be different, but they all max out at 25 km per hour. Why is this? Well, laws. They're all limited. And I'm not going to say this, but maybe thereby possible. I didn't say it. It must have been somebody in this room said that you can hack this thing and you can take the limiters off. Shut up. You're not allowed to say that. I mean, I'm all for just avoiding fun. I mean, danger. I'm all for avoiding danger and being able to say you drive a McLaren. Keep that in mind. I mean, that is a nice flex. And speaking about flex, we have to also speak about the highest tier version they have available, the Flex. This one is specifically designed around portability, being able to fold it in half, making it a very, very nice, throw it in the trunk of your car, pulling it onto a train, or just storing it somewhere when you're not using it type of device. And as far as specs go, you're just missing out on suspension. You get everything else, it's just suspension, which I'm confused about slightly. Like all the other models, this charges up to full in between 6 to 7 hours, which I think is okay. The chargers are also small enough to carry around with you in case you want to pop it into charge at work or something. Now, I mentioned that the Flex is the most portable of them all because it folds up, but keep in mind, all of them are technically portable. They're all made of aluminium. They don't weigh a lot. The heaviest one is the Escape because it's made out of a steel body, and that weighs 19 point something kilograms. So trust me when I say you're not going to struggle moving these things around. I think we also have to speak about the driving experience itself. It's almost the most important part. To sum it up, I'll say it's fun. It was a lot of fun and I wasn't afraid of falling. It's the active steering stabilization. It's the fact that both your feet face forward. It's the fact that when you play and you sway all over the road, it just feels stable. That's really nice. They have a low center of gravity, even a pushed back center of gravity. You'll actually see it in the design of the scooter. All of the weight's on the back wheel, so you feel that it's nice and safe. You also feel like you can wheelie it. I know people are wheeling it. I didn't wheelie it. I like my front teeth, but technically, because the weight's on the back wheel, you can have some fun like that. I don't think they'll cover it if you break it, but I'm all for fun, right? There's no danger here. A small little extra is they're really quiet. These are potent motors. Like, you feel like you are going at a nice speed, like a fun speed, but you don't hear them, which is really cool. Now, if you're asking me whether it's worth the buy and which one you should buy, it depends on what you plan to do with it. I already bought mine. I bought the McLaren version just because I'm a sucker for the color and I like the brand McLaren, but it's probably not the one I'd recommend buying. If you're looking for something that's portable, then get yourself the Flex. It's a no-brainer. If you want something that'll take a beating, then the Escape Plus makes more sense. But if I had to recommend one, if I had to pick a value for money based overall choice, it's actually a complete wild card because it's one they didn't have there, and that's the Air5 Ultra suspension version. The suspension really does it for me, especially thinking potholes, rugged roads, a little bit of off-roading, sidewalks. The only trade-off you're going to be doing is you're not going to be getting the standing with your feet next to each other, the front-facing mode. On the other side, you're going to get all of the features of the Air5 Pro suspension, and you're going to be doubling the range almost. It's like 93 kilometers on one charge. Now, if I haven't hyped you up already enough about this product, I'm going to get realistic. I'm going to tell you that this will not replace your car if you drive 40 kilometers to work. It just won't. Especially because road laws around the world differs quite a bit. Some places in the cities you're allowed to drive them. Other places in the cities you're literally not allowed to drive them. Other places you're allowed to drive on the road, outside, big highway. Okay, no place in the world will allow you to do that. You're gonna have to ride on the side. Not on the side of the highway, like on the other side of the hill where the highway can't even be seen. Basically, you're gonna have to zip through the suburbs to get to your work. I completely get why this is a big thing in Europe and why it works there. Perhaps for the rest of the world, we have to figure out where it fits into our lifestyles. That's why I say it is whether it's for you and your situation. Perhaps if you're a school kid just zipping around between friends' houses, fantastic idea. Or if you work very close from your home, fantastic idea. Perhaps if you just want to go between trains or hop down to the shop real quick if it's close enough to you, these are good alternatives. I've actually heard a little birdie saying they're also attaching a basket to the front of the scooter because, well, if you have your shopping in a bag, you don't want to be putting it on one side of the handle and then like, I have enough experience on a bike. That never ends well. Backpack is the better choice. And speaking about things that ends well, this is the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching and please do subscribe. We hit the 100,000 subscriber mark with the silver play button. We love you guys and I'll see you in the next one. Please tell me what I said wrong or right in the comments down below. Be brave.